Hey everyone, before the show gets started, we just wanted to let you know that this actually isn't going to be the 50th listener submitted episode. Due to some production reasons, we actually decided to make it 52 to commemorate one full year as a podcast. So 52 is going to be the one where all of your questions are going to be read. We're really excited for it and look forward to hearing your voices or reading your questions. We're going to have a special guest with us, Jason Borsum from Liquid Courage Entertainment, who is our pub trivia host that we go to weekly. And it should be really fun to have him in the studio to host that game. And he's going to read through all your questions, make sure we can't look at them, and put them all together for us. So we're really appreciative of that.
And again, a big thank you to all those who sent in questions. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good game.
We're very sorry that we lied to you guys.
Not too sorry.
Not on purpose.
But yeah, no, thank you guys for listening and for your support. And we're pretty happy and surprised that we went 52 weeks without any breaks. So hopefully to the next 52, unless one of us has a nervous breakdown. So we'll see what happens.
Enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hey guys, welcome to Triviality. This is Ken. I'm going to be a partial host for this episode, but I'm actually going to be splitting it with Neal. We have Jeff and Matt in the studio as well. How you guys doing?
Doing good. 2 hosts for the price of 1.
And unsurprisingly, back to the studio, we have Julie Rossi and Jamie Aitchison. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Welcome back. Very briefly, can you remind us where you guys are from?
The Logan Theater. We host movie trivia every Tuesday at the Logan Theater.
Logan Theater in Chicago, great theater, independent releases and some old films. They do monthly screenings of old films, right?
Daily.
Or daily. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
They have a different theme every single month. So I think what was March? I think it was March Madness, but it was movies about people getting mad. So they had like Network.
Yeah.
It was
12
like,
Angry Men.
Yeah, stuff like that. Basically.
Yeah, cool. And the trivia company was called again?
Chicago Pop Trivia.
Fantastic. Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. We're excited to do this double hosting gig. We're kind of like the what's that mythological creature with the 2 heads?
Chimera? No, Hydra.
Hydra. Thank you. We're like the Hydra of trivia hosts today.
Oh, we're off to a great start with
Yes.
trivia.
All right. So you guys are going to be a team. You're the JJs.
The JJ.
And on the other side, we have Matt and Jeff as Team Triviality, shockingly.
Well, that's what Neal prescribed, so whatever the doctor orders.
So like I said, me and Neal are going to switch off hosting duties on this one. So I'm going to get us started off on round 1 right after these rules.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah.
So without further ado, we will get started with round 1, question 1. Perhaps it's because of his history of electrocuting animals, the fact that his company filmed it, false reporting, or a catchy tune from Bob's Burgers that Thomas Edison is indelibly, though falsely linked to the death of what elephant at Coney Island in 1903?
You want the name of the elephant?
Name of the elephant.
Oh, no. So, how many elephant names do you know?
We just wrote down 3.
Okay, you're ahead of us, 3-2.
I say 2 is tantamount to 0 in this case.
Yeah. Well, we have no good ones, so that doesn't matter.
Let's go with this one.
Oh.
Do you guys, anybody remember the Bob's Burgers song?
Actually,
Unfortunately, no.
I haven't seen that show. I heard it's great though.
There's a whole long Broadway number in the finale of the episode.
I think.
With this elephant's name in the song.
I know I haven't
That's
seen
fine.
it, so
Yeah.
All right.
Matt and I give
do
up,
it.
and we're going to put in
Yeah.
an answer.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Okay, let's start with Team Triviality.
So I want to write Stampy for Simpsons reference purposes. But we put Peanuts because it sounds like an elephant name.
Peanuts. Okay, how about you guys?
You get your peanuts.
We wrote Winky.
Winky.
I don't know. That popped in my head. I know there was a Wanky at the Lincoln Park Zoo.
And I used to work at Niabi Zoo in Coal Valley, Illinois, and we had an elephant named Kathy Shaboom. who used to throw sticks at children when they walked by.
This
So
might
that
be
was
the best
great.
elephant I've ever
might-
heard of.
I know,
Kathy
right?
Shaboom.
That was my
She's-
old job, throwing
She
sticks
she
at
had
children.
a star tattooed on her butt.
That's weird though. Nobody paid you, Neal.
That's true.
Well, unfortunately, I can't be handing out points this round. The elephant's name is Topsy.
Topsy.
And the song from Bob's Burgers goes, they'll be saying, "Aw, Topsy, am I? Aw, Topsy."
All right.
Okay, moving on to question 2. This is a bit of a movie question, so you gals over there should hopefully come up with the answer. Cate Blanchett has been in many films that either consist of a woman's name alone or contain a woman's name. 4 times the title contains her character's name and only her character's name. Give me 2.
We're
So-
locked in.
Only the character's name.
Team JJ is locked in
I
immediately.
want
so
to
you guys can talk.
emphasize that point. Only the character's
Only
name.
the
Okay.
character's name.
I don't know why Matt and I would talk this one out.
Well, because it'd be funny to watch.
Well, we are going to talk this out.
Go ahead.
So far, I've written no. Kate Blanchett. You know any Kate Blanchett movies?
Yeah, outside of Marvel films and Lord of the Rings, not many.
Okay. Was her name Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Probably not.
Hello, I'm the Lord of the Rings.
Was her name Ragnarok by chance?
It's not Thor. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing on this one.
I don't either.
You want to think of some?
No.
Okay, so
Hard
it's happening
pass.
out on Triviality side.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right, ladies,
Elizabeth.
That's
And
one.
Carol.
those are 2 of them. The other 2 are Veronica Aguirre and Charlotte Gray.
No, never
Charlotte
got any of
Gray.
those.
Nope.
Would not have gotten
Glad
it.
we gave up on that one immediately.
We saved everybody.
Wanted to make
time.
sure nobody said Blue Jasmine in
Right.
there.
Because blue isn't it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Or Scarface, which she was not in.
All right,
Okay. Okay.
that was Cate Blanchett's finest role. She really disappears into that role.
She disappeared into Michelle Pfeiffer. Just,
Into a
As Al
giant pile
Pacino.
of cocaine.
What's the movie where she plays Bob Dylan?
I'm not
I'm
there.
not-
I'm not there.
All right, moving on to question 3. The State Hermitage Museum, which boasts the second largest gallery space in the world and the greatest collection of paintings, is in what city? Would you guys like a big clue?
Yes.
It's in Russia.
Oh, well, cross out L.A. Okay.
Pick a Russian city.
For the record, I was a lot
So we got a
closer than you would have
50-50 shot
thought.
here, probably 50-50 shot.
There's a
Okay.
couple big cities in Russia.
Probably not this one.
It could be. Okay, so obviously Moscow is on the list if we're
Yes.
thinking it's a Russian.
Moscow's on the list.
Yep. Stalingrad.
Yeah.
Is it still called Stalingrad? I can't
I
remember.
think it's Leningrad.
No, that's a different city.
I don't think I know anything.
Stalingrad might be Kaliningrad now. I don't
It's
remember.
Constantinople.
I'll be needing current names
That's fine.
because I don't know.
Just want to go Moscow.
That's fine.
We're going the home of the mule, Moscow.
Okay, Moscow.
St. Petersburg.
It is St. Petersburg.
Oh,
Killed it.
nice job.
we'll get
Good
points.
job.
No, that's okay.
All right, moving on. Question 4. Since its inception in 1991, what national team has been the most successful in terms of championship wins in FIFA Women's World Cup soccer?
That's soccer.
Or football,
Or
for our
football.
international
Football, if
listeners.
you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be.
We are locked in with a guess.
Have you guys
Okay.
made a Ladybugs reference yet?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Martha. Sorry.
Who was that?
That's Jonathan Brandis in the movie. He plays Martha. That's his cross-dressing character.
I thought that was your Rodney Dangerfield.
I thought it was your
impression.
Rodney Dangerfield. As
Oh,
well.
I mean, that I was trying to do it, but then halfway through, I was like, I can't pull it off right now.
No respect for that.
Hey, no respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Marginally. So all I can think of in this question is Brandy Chastain without a shirt, which is rude of me to think about that. And I'm just going to go with the United States.
Okay, USA. How about you guys?
Spain.
It is the USA.
It's an iconic photo. I mean, of her celebrating.
I think
so.
they've won 3. I think it's something along the lines of that. They
We have
dominated
Mia Hamm,
early.
too, don't we?
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, since we are at question 5, I'm gonna
Sports.
defer to one of our favorite listeners, though we don't like to rank them, David Raffetto.
Right, but
He
by
pro-
pure volume of questions sent in, he is up there.
Right.
Yeah.
What is the name of the iconic geodesic sphere featured at Walt Disney World's Epcot Park?
You know what he's referring to?
I do.
Okay.
It's also a ride.
I have 2 guesses, but we can talk it out in a moment.
Okay.
Okay, so it like goes through.
The name for the geodesic?
It goes through time, like the ride goes through time.
It's the
like
same
they
as
show
the ride.
inventions.
Oh, is it?
It is the same name as the ride?
Yeah.
That is the attraction.
Yeah.
I kind of know what it does, but I don't really remember what it's called.
Mostly sits there. I've never been. I don't know. I've seen a lot of TJF shows because they had that tie-in, and then they would go to Disney World.
Because they're owned by
Yeah.
Disney.
It's like,
I think every TGIF family went to Disney at some point.
it's like good news, Winslow's. We're going to Disney World. We're gonna meet
Good
up.
news, Tanners.
And we're meeting up with our friends from Step by Step. And Corey and Topanga got married there.
Congratulations, Michelle.
imagination
You're the winner of the day.
She was princess for a day.
Because everything good has to happen to Michelle.
Yeah, not so much to the Olsens anymore. Rough.
Elizabeth
Well,
Olsen's got
Elizabeth,
some
yeah.
good things going for her. She's in Wind River, one of the finest movies of
like
last
this.
year, with no
Right.
Oscar recognition.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think she was Michelle Tanner. though.
Okay, they're locked in. If
We're
you want
locked
to
in
talk
with a
out loud.
guess. They were talking out loud.
Well, we're
Yeah.
just guessing.
Yeah, we'll guess.
We're locked in with a guess.
Okay, tell us how you found your answer, or where you're at.
So I believe that inside the giant golf ball at Epcot, they have a ride that goes through time, and and it's very, very slow, and it just like curves around and like goes up and down all throughout the ball, and you see different scenes of inventions throughout history, and then what they think the inventions are going to be in the future. And there's lots of animatronic people that look like the Jetsons and stuff like that. So I don't know.
In the year
and
2000,
Epcot's-
everything will be in pill form.
Right, exactly. And then everything at Epcot's all about imagination. Like they have imaginariums and stuff like that. So we said like the world of imagination.
Except for that Mission to Mars thing, which just made me
Oh.
throw up almost.
Is Mission to Mars at Epcot?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was your answer?
So we ended up with World of Imagination.
Okay.
Although now maybe Hall of Invention.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I think the Hall of Invention is in Tomorrowland in Disney.
Yeah, I initially
That's
wrote
it.
down Tomorrowland because
And that's
what I
at
was
Magic
thinking.
Kingdom.
Right. So I was thinking it was the March of Progress, although I'm pretty sure that's an anthropomorphized evolution drawing from the 1800s.
Not bad guesses.
Not
The answer is Spaceship Earth.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Spaceship
Oh,
Earth.
because
Originally,
you're
I
in a
was
fake
trying to-
spaceship and you go around.
I was originally trying to figure out what shape it was.
A spaceship?
No, the actual because I totally misunderstood the question.
Like,
So I
how
spent
many
the first
sides?
minute trying to figure out what the question was.
geodesic, whatever.
Well, it's a
David
specific
wrote.
type of geodesic dome, but yeah, okay.
Thanks, David, for the question.
Thanks.
Thank you, David.
Right, easier.
I actually wrote that.
Thanks, Dave.
Right.
Yeah,
I
whatever,
actually,
Dave.
I actually rode that ride a couple years ago, so I probably would have known it.
I did too, and I also got drunk around the world at Epcot, which was very hard.
Yeah.
I went during food and wine days. It was
Oh, God.
very easy.
It's
Oh,
hard
no.
hard to get through France.
It's hard to have like 2 drinks at every single country in Epcot in one
No, it's
day,
not. You're-
and then make your way home.
You know you're not in France
Amateur.
though.
Amateur? No way.
I had so much plum wine in Japan.
I had so much plum wine. I had the biggest headache. It was great.
All right. It wouldn't be a Ken hosted game without a question about some
Japan?
weaponry.
Ooh, weaponry.
Weaponry.
I don't do that.
Japanese weaponry.
Actually, you guys don't make fun of me about how many weapon questions I have, but I usually have one. You haven't made fun of me yet for it.
No.
I'm not even
starting
interested
now.
in weaponry. It's just something. It's a trivia-rich
Yeah,
category.
you asked the question about stilettos before.
I didn't. But the Big Joe 5 and Little Joe were 20th century versions of what weapon of yesteryear? And these were used in World War II specifically, mostly.
What were their names again?
No.
Big Joe?
The Big Joe 5
idea.
and Little Joe. Because weapons often have arbitrary names.
I don't know. Yeah.
The first 4 were
Maybe that's how
failures.
many people it took to use it.
Team JJ's is locked in. You guys
Locked
wanna
in.
talk
Okay,
out?
so here's what I'm thinking. Matt had written catapult. When I think of weapons of yesteryear, I think of things like bayonets, which I know they used still in World War One, and I think the Japanese may have used them in World War II as well. But people were also using swords in some parts of the war. So I'm thinking it's an edge weapon, something like that. Knives are still pretty practical, so that people still carry those. I wouldn't call that a weapon of yesteryear.
Yeah.
They kind of did away with horses. I wouldn't call it a weapon.
Those
but
poor horses. Yeah, I mean, I always go medieval times immediately when I think of yesteryear weapons. So that's
Right.
why I went with that. But we can go with what you said,
bayonet, maybe? I could
Bayonet?
maybe see those being the last time a bayonet was used.
Okay.
How about you guys?
Originally, I wanted to say bayonet, but we're gonna go with cannon.
All right, so we were looking for a ranged weapon, but it is the crossbow.
Oh wow!
I almost wrote down crossbow, but
I was thinking nobody was using one, but yeah.
Yeah, they would. The Big Joe 5 was the larger version, obviously, and the Little Joe was like kind of a handgun sort of crossbow, and they were used for assassinations oftentimes.
Oh, really?
Neat.
Who was using these?
They're pretty. The Wikipedia page was pretty short, but they exist.
Neal, you want to give a melancholy score recap?
Yeah, melancholy score recap. Well, Team JJ's got 20 points, and Team Triviality has 10 points.
All right, thank you for that, Neal.
Thank you, Alan Rickman.
I could have done it better if it was Alan Rickman.
All right, going on from Big Joe 5 and Little Joe, now we're going to talk a little bit about Grandpa Joe. Rounded to the nearest minute and within 5 minutes, either way, at 1 minute of the film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory does Willy Wonka first appear. It has a 99-minute total runtime, by the way.
We are locked in.
Okay.
First one, right? Right.
You guys can talk on the mics. They're locked in.
Okay, so in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is the one with Johnny Depp, right? He shows up like 40 minutes into the movie or something crazy like that.
Yes.
Because they go through all of the backstories of the kids first. In Willy Wonka, I think they only go through Charlie's backstory first, and then they go there, and then they learn about the kids when they get to the factory, or maybe it's quicker.
You're right.
It's quicker. So I want to say that it's within like 15 minutes, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly,
I mean,
though.
long enough for like the opening song, and then we see Charlie's poor and sleeping in the bed with all the people, and then they go to the candy store.
Mm-hmm. We'll say 18.
Locked.
18 minutes.
Yeah.
And you guys?
Well, we were thinking a little higher. There's a lot of Charlie is sad and poor at the beginning where he's opening candy bars. He can't afford a candy bar. There's a scene in the school where they all have candy bars and he doesn't. So we think it's a little later.
Yeah, I mean, they're by the bedside for a while. They introduce all four of the other kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, we figured maybe about 34 minutes.
Okay, well, there's even a little bit more of Charlie being poor. At a whopping 44 minutes,
Whoa.
Willy Wonka shows up.
Wow.
In the first one? Really?
Yes, I was watching this movie recently.
I didn't think it was that high. Matt
and
had
I was like,
Matt
I
had
thought it
40,
came out right away.
I wrote 45.
Matt had
down
45
right
for
I thought
the
it was
first
a long
draft, and I
time.
thought it was a little too high.
I was watching this movie recently, and I'm like, holy shit, this opening is so long.
Yeah.
They go through all the kids. They do these like cutaways where the computer is trying to determine where the golden tickets are. There's
Right.
a lot of like
Yeah.
weird cutaways. It's
There's
very bizarre.
The scene with Charlie meets with the man or behind in the parking lot or whatever that is.
Slugworth.
Yeah.
Don't talk to strange men who ambush you in tunnels.
You guys know this movie way better than I do.
Well, I
Yeah.
just watched it,
When
and I was like,
Chocolate Factory.
I don't
when
think
he-
I've
when he-
watched it in years.
when he finally showed up, I was like, hold on, pause it. What time is it? What's the runtime right now? 44:06, I believe it was.
Gosh.
I was never a big Willy Wonka fan.
And I watched Charlie and the
Neither
Chocolate
was I.
Factory recently too, and the intro is quite long, but Willy Wonka is like dispersed in there. They cut to him in flashback and stuff. So his when he finally comes out, it's not the first time that you've seen him.
Okay.
Kind of ruins
the first time the
anticipation.
kids see him, if I'm not mistaken, though, is when he walks out of the factory. So the kids had
And he-
not been introduced
In
to him
Willy
before
Trips
that.
and
Wonka,
falls
yes,
and does the
I was
somersault.
just talking about Charlie and the Chocolate
Right,
Factory.
no, but I mean, like their actual introduction to
actors,
him as an
yes,
actor
yes.
was also that scene where he acted like a hobbled old man.
Oh,
Yeah, I
where the
think
kids
he-
like
So
first
when-
saw Gene
So
Wilder.
when he spins out and does the flip, they're actually legitimately surprised because they had no idea what he was like.
All right, I'm gonna cut away to another listener submitted question, just because I have a little bit of a stock of these built up, and this one is from Dave Nelson. So thank you, Dave. Podcast favorite, the Flying Burrito Brothers, featured Bernie Layden on guitar. Layden later went on to co-found what 70s mega group that sold over 150 million records and, according to Dave, did 150 million grams of cocaine.
That's good.
I can't verify that. I think I'm pronouncing the name correctly. It's Leadon. Layden.
I do cocaine.
Yeah.
Who sings that song? Joe Cocker.
We got to put Dr. Roxo in the
70s mega
end.
group.
Cocaine.
Joe Cocker did a bit of cocaine, but I don't think it was him.
Bernie.
I don't think this is a reference to the song either.
I know, I've looked up the Flying Burritos after that question, and I don't remember any of it, which is disappointing. But I think we can go with what you said.
That's fine.
Triviality is locked in.
So then we're just gonna guess a band from the 70s.
50 million records and cocaine. Yeah, what's a good group from the 70s? Who did really Kansas?
Kansas?
They're good.
Chicago.
How much?
Bernie Ledden.
Deep Purple.
Deep Purple.
How much cocaine did he do?
I know, right?
Hey guys, the cocaine usage is speculative.
Grateful Dead. I mean, no.
I don't mean to
They were probably
to slander
60s
anybody.
too.
Yeah, but they were 60s for sure.
For
They
lawyer
started-
purposes,
I think Casey Jones came out in
we
the
cannot
60s.
Let's
confirm nor
indemnify
deny.
very quickly here that we are not making an accusation about the members
This
of
is for
said group.
humor
Let's
purposes
see.
only. I don't know if this group is very litigious.
The
or not.
Doors.
60s.
Yes, 60s for sure.
Yeah, that's probally 60s too.
Jim Morrison isn't super
Van
litigious.
Halen started in the 70s, but I don't. You could argue if there's 70s.
Yeah.
Foreigner.
Foreigner.
Also started in the 70s.
Let's
Foreigner.
say Foreigner.
Okay, and how about you guys?
Foreigner.
We said the Grateful Dead.
And you're
Oh.
settling on Foreigner?
Are we settling on Foreigner?
I guess.
Can I just chime in real quick?
This is-
Truly.
This is the question based on how long it took to answer it. This is the question you can check into, but you can never leave.
Oh, it is the Eagles.
Yeah.
It's the Eagles?
The first thing I wrote down
Matt,
was
I watched here. Matt wrote down the Eagles. Jeff was, no, I know I remember that band. I was like, oh.
I don't. I just know Don
Is
Henley.
is he the other one?
He's
I
in
can't
it.
be
Yeah,
right.
he's in the band.
I like when
No.
I write down the
Don
answer
Henley. What's the other one?
correctly.
Who's the name of the guy?
Joe
who
Walsh.
Joe Walsh.
John Henley, Joe Walsh.
I think Foreigner was in the 80s.
You
anyway.
had
Foreigner is Lou Graham.
what was the other?
Lou Graham's in Foreigner.
The members of the Eagles are founding members: Don Henley, Glenn Frey,
Frey.
Bernie Layden, and Randy Meisner.
Okay.
Meisner.
All right, moving on to question 9.
He wasn't in there when they were big then. He must have left. Founding members.
All right, moving on to question 9. This one is another listener submitted question from Alex Samuel. And thankfully he wrote this in because it's in an area that I'm not too knowledgeable on, but it's the Bible.
Oh.
On the ark, Noah's ark that is, not
Two.
the other arks.
Two animals of every kind.
On the ark, after the rain and flood stopped, Noah needed a way to tell if the flood waters were receding or not. So he sent out a dove to see if there was dry land. The first day, Noah's dove, quote, could find nowhere to perch because there was water over all the surface of the earth. So it returned to Noah in the ark, end quote. After 7 more days, Noah sent the dove out again. What type of branch or leaf did the dove bring back to Noah, signifying the water was receding? It's a little story there from Alex. Thank you.
We're locked in.
Yep, locked in.
All right, let's start with triviality.
The only branch I could think of, and I think it's the reason we use it, is olive branch.
Okay, and JJ's.
We also went with olive branch.
That is correct.
All right.
That is correct.
Just thinking that.
We haven't heard that very much, so I appreciate that.
And question 10 is actually a follow-up to that question,
Oh, no.
also from Alex. How many humans were on the ark with the animals?
It's okay.
Okay. Do it.
All right,
Yeah.
JJ's are in.
Oh, we could talk out loud.
Yeah.
So it's definitely Noah and his wife,
and I think he had 4 sons.
Okay.
And they had 4 wives, so that would be 10.
okay. So
Oh.
locked in with 10.
Okay.
Okay, JJ's?
4.
We said 4.
4 total. All right, well, triviality was close, but they're a little off. Noah had 3 sons, so it was Noah and his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives.
Okay, so I was thinking of 4 couples total. Sorry. I was thinking he had 4
It
sons
should
and
be
4
noted
wives.
that Ham makes a mean sandwich.
So how many total was that, just for clarification?
8.
8 total. Okay. All right. So
Thank you, Alex, for bringing a little biblical culture to our podcast.
I usually do pretty well at the Bible questions on the Jeopardy show.
Yeah,
I usually do not. So.
Yeah, we need to get better at those for sure. So after the first round, Team JJ's is in the lead with 30 points, and Team Triviality right behind with 20 points.
All right.
All right, so I'm pretty excited. This swing round I designed, I'm actually going to co-host it with Ken here before the second round. This swing round is titled Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
Yes.
Okay.
So these
Or
are...
as I like to say it, diner, drive, and dive. That's how he says it on the show.
So these are a collection of questions revolving around fictional establishments in film and TV and any other little details surrounding them. So you'll see what I mean. And let's go to Guy Fieri for our kickoff phrase.
Right here, right now, on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
All right, so before we start this round, it's going to be 10 questions with 5 points apiece. All right, you guys ready?
We are ready.
Ready.
All right.
Locked and loaded.
Here we go. Number 1. The film Diner, starring Steve Guttenberg, Mickey Rourke, and not David Simon, took place in this charmed city, known for having more public statues and monuments per capita than any other city in the country. Number 2. What act of God prevented patrons of the Galaxy Drive-In movie theater from finishing their screening of The Shining in 1996? Number 3. You might have seen John Taffer attempt a bar rescue at The Alibi, a Southside Chicago dive bar featured on what television series? The longest original scripted series in Showtime's history.
Shut it down!
Thanks, John. Number 4. What 1994 movie diner is this fictional Yelp review from? I ordered a steak bloody as hell and could hardly enjoy eating it sitting on those uncomfortable recycled car seats you have in the booths. The biggest travesty? Paying $5 for a milkshake, even if it was a pretty f***ing good milkshake. This place is like a wax museum with a pulse. 1 star. Number 5. On what television show might you have seen Matsuo Arnold Takahashi hand over his drive-in malt shop to Al Del Vecchio after getting married? All right, I'm going to kick it over to Ken to read the second half.
The law team of Nelson and Murdoch often spend downtime at the Hell's Kitchen dive bar, Josie's Place, on what Netflix original? Number 7. Pop's Chocolate Shop is a 24-hour diner located in a town that shares its name with the title of this recent smash hit on the CW. Come at the right time and you might find a Southside Serpent writing a novel. Number 8. At the drive-in, Dallas Dally Winston, portrayed by Matt Dillon, awkwardly tries hitting on Sherry Valance and the Soch girls in a film based on the book by what initialed author, who was a teenager when it was published. Number 9. Be careful not to call Tommy a clown in this Goodfellas lounge, a location that would certainly be frequented by Bao Bao if she was human, as it's named after her favorite food. And finally, 10. For the last one, I could have gone Luke's Diner from Gilmore Girls or Monk's Cafe from Seinfeld, but I thought that would be too easy. The place I'm thinking of is not a drive-in, not exactly a diner, and not really a dive bar. It's called the Prancing Pony and is somewhere in the middle. In what series would you find this establishment? And there are 2 acceptable answers for that.
All right, so both teams are locked in. I'm going to do the first 5 questions, and I'll let Ken handle the second 5. Number 1, I was talking a little bit about the film Diner and also a city known for having more public statues and monuments per capita than any other city in the country. So let's start with Team JJ's. What was your answer?
We said Baltimore because Diner is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Okay.
We heard Charm City and then got rid of the rest and said Baltimore.
That's right.
Great. And I'm sure if any fans of The Wire, if you heard not David Simon, the creator of Wire, that would have helped you.
Forgot about that.
Yep, it is Baltimore. Didn't need it. Okay. It is Baltimore.
Oh, we didn't even answer this.
Number 2, I was asking you what act of God prevented patrons from finishing their screening of The Shining at the Galaxy Drive-In? Let's start with Team JJ's.
It's a twister.
Okay, and Team Triviality.
We actually didn't even answer and just realized it, so I wrote Earthquake really quick.
All right, well, it was Twister. That was the drive-in that they were at when the tornado came. Okay, number 3. I was asking you what television series on Showtime has The Alibi in it, where I guess I'll say it now, the character of Frank Gallagher is always hanging out, coming up with harebrained ideas. Let's go to Team JJ's.
We said Shameless.
And Team Triviality?
We agree that was a shameless question.
It is Shameless. That is correct. Number 4, I won't go through the entire Yelp review, but where would you find the $5 milkshakes that are pretty good? Team JJ's.
Jackrabbit Slims.
All right, Team Triviality.
From Pulp Fiction, Jackrabbit Slims.
That is correct. And number 5, I did have an extra clue in this one, but someone I had read these questions said don't give them the clue. So just looking or on what series do Al and Arnold own a malt shop? Let's go to Team JJ's.
Happy Days.
And Team Triviality.
I don't think we answered this one either.
Apparently we didn't.
Okay. The correct answer was Happy Days.
Did you have Sunday, Monday in that clue somewhere?
No, the
initially?
clue is going to be. The clue is going to be. I hope they know. Or
I hope they don't jump the shark.
I hope he told him about the dents in the jukebox.
That I would have gotten. I thought you were referring to this as this one. And I was like, oh, I don't
No,
have to think
no,
about this one.
no.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to take it over for number 6. We want to know where Foggy Nelson and Matt Murdock, who has a creative nickname, hang out at Josie's place.
In what show?
Yep.
Yeah, that would be Netflix's Daredevil.
How about you guys?
We also said Daredevil.
Great. Daredevil is correct. And moving on to Pop's Chocolate Shop is on what CW show?
Home of Jughead. We went with Riverdale.
Okay. Riverdale.
Riverdale.
Riverdale is also correct. Number 8. This is the one with Matt Dillon hitting on Cherry Valance and the Soch Girls. What author are we looking for?
Oh, you're
S.E.
looking for
Hinton?
the author, hence S.E. Hinton.
Yeah.
Oh, crap, that'd be The Outsiders.
Definitely not R.L. Stein, which is what we put.
All
I
right.
didn't realize you said author. We wrote down Outsiders,
Yeah.
and then you said author, and I was like, oh, S.E. Hinton.
Yeah, I did. I met her. I have every one of her books signed by
Oh, do you?
her. Mhm.
Oh, nice. That's
Lovely
cool.
lady.
I loved Tex.
Tex was good.
Tex was my
Good
favorite.
one.
Yes,
Rumble
guys.
Fish
If you couldn't tell, S.E. Hinton is correct. All right, number 9. Be careful not to call Tommy a clown in what Goodfellas Lounge? And we had a little hint about Bow Bow.
Let's start with Team JJ.
Well, we thought it was the Copa, but it's not the,
The Copa is
Cabana.
the club in the beginning of the
In the
film.
beginning
but
of
we're talking
Goodfellas,
about
yeah.
the club where Tommy says, "You think I'm a clown?"
You think I'm funny? I'm
Doesn't
funny
say
how? I didn't realize it was a different one.
Jeff, tell us who Bow Bow is.
I believe Bao Bao is a panda.
Bow Bow is a panda, so
So that
the
would
name of
make
the
it
lounge?
Bamboo.
The Bamboo Lounge.
Yep, that's
Who's
correct.
Bow? There's a panda in Goodfellas?
No,
No,
it's
it's the
a
famous
real life
pop.
panda.
Scene?
There's
Yeah.
only like 100 left, so
Yeah.
they're all pretty famous at this point.
Yeah.
Bow Bow
All right.
gets the shine box.
She's
if I
the
recall.
bookkeeper of the group.
Finally, we're looking for the location that's somewhere in the middle, and it's called the Prancing Pony. What work would we find this establishment in?
We went with Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
I think it's in the middle of a couple of Twin Peaks.
And the
It's
middle we
definitely
were
Lord of
looking
the
for
Rings.
is Middle
Middle
Earth.
Earth?
It is Lord of the Rings. Or
nice.
The Hobbit.
Or The Hobbit. Got it, yeah.
All right, so after the swing round, Team JJ's picked up 45 points. Team Triviality picked up 35 points. So going into round 2, the score is 75 for Team JJ's and 55 for Team Triviality. I'm going to take over this round, and we're going to start with question 1. From 1977 to 2011, this country's green flag was the only national flag in the world with just one color and no design, insignia, or other details, and may have been spotted at Twin Pines Mall in October of 1985.
Oh, yeah.
We're good. We're locked in.
Hold on a second.
I get the reference.
Yeah, I get both references.
Oh, good for you, Jeff.
Is it the Iranians? For some reason, I thought they were like Albanian or something like that, but maybe I'm just overthinking everything.
Friend
yeah.
Archon will be upset.
Are you referencing something? you can talk because
Yeah.
these guys are.
They
Oh,
can't
because
change
we're
their
talking
answer.
about Back to the Future, obviously.
What? Oh, my God. No.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
we're totally screwed.
Okay, yeah. Go.
Yeah,
do
lock it in. Lock it. Iranians, Iran.
Okay, JJ's locked in with Iranian or Iran and Team Triviality.
So I believe this was the flag until Muammar Gaddafi was overthrown in 2011. This would be the flag of Libya.
Ah, it's the Libyans.
It's the Libyans.
It is the
I knew
Libyans.
it wasn't Iran.
And the green,
They found me, Marty.
Sparks.
I don't know how they found me, but they found me, Marty.
and the green is representative of what, Neil?
The green was for it was from his party or his beliefs.
It's the color of the Islamic faith.
Yes, because so I have Libya, or at the time the Great Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahiriya.
I recently found out that the majority of Caliphate scholars come from, surprisingly, Libya in North Africa.
Interesting. So that's going to be points for Team Triviality. And I'm glad you guys got the Back to the Future reference. All right.
I just have a quick sidebar. Where's Wakanda?
Wakanda is a
It's
made-up
in the
place,
hearts of all the children.
theoretically on the border of Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo,
And Sudan, I believe.
So that's North Africa?
Maybe South Sudan?
They don't have a flag.
The Wakandans?
Yeah, I tried
Not
to
yet.
find a Wakanda flag.
It's
And
really
it's not
upsetting.
in the iPhone emojis.
Yeah.
They should.
Very disappointed.
I'm
by
so
that.
sorry.
They weren't in any of the Olympics
All
I looked to.
There is a
Sorry.
Wakanda, Illinois, though.
There is a Wakanda.
Sidebar.
It's spelled differently,
That's
but there is
true.
one.
They pronounce it Wakanda, I'm sure.
All right, moving on to question
Okay,
2. Not sure if Stephanie Meyer subscribes to their schedule, but if animals are crepuscular animals, they are primarily active when?
No.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Neal.
Yeah.
I think both teams are in fairly quickly.
Yeah, we're locked.
Big Stephanie Myers fan.
Stupid.
So stupid. Let's go with Team Triviality on that one.
Jeff, give the answer.
We said my favorite book, one that I definitely think should be in the Pawnee time capsule. Twilight.
Okay, and Team JJ's?
Twilight.
It is Twilight. That is correct.
I'm a bit of a
We
twihard.
wrote Dusk. Would you give it to us if we wrote
Yeah,
Dusk?
Well, Dusk is not Twilight.
Is it not?
just
Yeah,
after.
but there's a book that is one of her subtitles is something about dusk.
Yes, yeah.
There's
I mean, technically, yeah,
During a new
crepuscular
moon.
means twilight, but sometimes it can involve animals who also are dusk and dawn specifically, or together. But yeah, twilight is the primary answer. But it would have been fine. All right, question 3. What man from Oz portrayed the boy from Oz, Peter Allen, on Broadway in a 2003 Tony Award-winning performance?
Locked.
Okay, Team JJ's is locked.
Man from Oz being from the show.
Could be. The only person I know from that show is J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, I don't know any of this, so
I don't either. I say J.K. Simmons
yeah,
because I know he's in the TV show Oz.
fine. J.K. Simmons.
All right, you're in with J.K. Simmons, and I was, even though he is older, I was asking what man from Oz. I don't know if that's a clue, but Team JJ's, what's the answer?
That guy's got a huge Jackman.
Hugh Jackman,
Oh,
Oz, like Australia.
Australia. Yep. Jeff, you missed an Australian question.
yeah,
What's
shout
going
out to our
on?
Australian
And a Broadway
listeners.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah, why am I missing all the Broadway questions? It's not like me.
So yeah, Boy from Oz. It was a show about Peter Allen, a singer from Australia, and it was the first Broadway musical from Australia that was on Broadway. So it's pretty cool. All right, question number 4. This is kind of long, so just bear with me here, but I think you'll get it. She was 26 years old, and he was 18 when they were married. She actually outlived her husband by 7 years. While she may be the subject of much speculation by historians, they can all agree on the fact that Shakespeare's wife did not win an Oscar for portraying Fantine in Les Mis, despite having the same name as what actress who did?
Locked.
Okay, Team JJ's is in.
Okay.
That was quite a bit.
Yeah, we're locked in.
Okay, let's start with Team JJ's.
Annie Hathaway.
Okay, and Team Triviality?
Anne Hathaway.
It is Anne Hathaway.
The
Correct.
Princess of Genovia herself.
It is. It all comes back. It all circles back. We'll move right into question 5. It's a listener-submitted question from my brother Dave. So thank you, Dave. Codenamed Revolution, this video game console launched in the U.S. on November 19th, 2006 to great success. They're locked in, guys. You
Right.
want to talk?
Okay. So I remember like this being talked about the revolution.
But I think you're right because the time.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's a Nintendo product, and we went through. So Nintendo 64 is roughly 95, 96. GameCube is roughly 2000, 2001.
Both pretty revolutionary.
Yeah, and then they were talking about a new console which was going to revolutionize the way that people gamed, which would lead to the Wii. So we went with Nintendo Wii.
All right, and Team JJ's?
We also went with Nintendo Wii.
It is the Nintendo Wii. Thank you, Dave, and thank you to Dwee. Okay, that's an inside family joke.
I can't believe your
That's
brother
the
would write a
family
video
dog.
game question.
The family dog.
Dwee,
My
the
brother's
family dog.
yeah. Her name's Stella, but he calls her Dwee for some reason. I don't know why.
This is the third David to write a listener submitted question.
We have a lot of Daves.
Thanks to all the Daves out there.
Yeah, thank you guys.
If your name is Dave, thank you.
These are the Daves I know, I know. These are the Daves I know.
Thank you. That was brought to us by Jamie. Number 6. In which Olympic sport are competitors forbidden to have a beard?
Boo.
Why would somebody ban a beard?
I have thoughts. We can explore these thoughts.
None of us could enter this sport.
Well, clean shaven
Ooh,
Neal
I have a
could.
thought.
I could.
Um,
Do you know it or no?
I have a guess.
This is my first guess.
I like that guess.
All right.
Even though I really want to go with dressage.
Should we lock it in?
That seemed like the fancy
You
answer.
could use your face to sweep the ice in curling.
yeah, I mean,
You guys are locked in?
Oh, that's like having an extra
Yeah.
brush.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
aloud.
Okay,
Alright,
so yeah, go ahead.
so I don't think it's any racing. So no 100 meter, no track and field event. I don't
Right.
think. So either that or maybe something for safety purposes. Do you think it could be the luge because it would come in your face and impede your vision? Is that something that would be possible?
I'm trying to think if I could remember any people in luge with a beard.
It was very, very Nordic, so that would be tough for them.
I feel like I may have seen short cropped ones.
Okay.
The problem is a lot of these guys shave anyways for the wind resistance.
Yeah, or water resistance.
right.
Yeah.
So why?
Because I had thought about swimming, but I don't think it's banned. I think just people wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe boxing, because that would be protection.
Ooh,
You want to go boxing?
Yeah, I could see that.
All right, so we're going to lock in with boxing.
Okay, Team Triviality with boxing, and let's go to Team JJ's.
We locked in with wrestling.
Ooh, wrestling. Well, someone's going to get points on this one. And I'm just going to put a little fact here. Sikh religion and some other religions are trying to get this overturned because they have to wear beards, and it's boxing.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made sense.
Okay.
That don't
If you
make no
got a-
sense.
If you got a glass chin or glass,
I assumed it would
whatever
be a
is.
fighting
Glass
sport.
jaw.
Glass
Yeah.
jaw.
Fighting
yeah.
sport made the most sense.
Yep.
Probably don't want to be wearing a beard for skeleton either if you get that caught under the
Yeah.
under the
Yeah, a lot
skin.
of the reasons.
I also was thinking archery because,
Yeah, as far as padding, if it gets in the cuts or, it impedes the
What's a
boxers.
glass jaw?
That's if somebody who gets hit in the face once and goes down, they're said to have a glass jaw.
That's what Neal has.
It's also a really good band that I enjoy, so check them out.
They call him Mr. Glass. Sorry.
I love that movie.
I love that quote. All right, number 7. The Galapagos Islands are often associated with the voyage of Charles Darwin and his observations that later inspired his theory of evolution. The actual islands lie about 1,000 kilometers off the coast of what country? The country to which they belong.
We're locked in.
Okay.
we're locked in.
Oh, quick!
We
quick
had
on the
this
draw
one
here.
pretty recently, didn't we?
I don't know, but
Let's go with Team JJ's.
Is it Chile?
Okay, they go with Chile, and let's go to Jeff.
Ecuador.
Oh.
It is Ecuador.
I think I asked a question about the Galapagos Islands and the blue-footed booby.
I believe you did.
That sounds right.
Anybody remember the
My
the
sister
ship?
lived in Chile and
Come
she
on.
went to the
Beagle. It's
the
Galapagos
Beagle.
Islands. That's why I
The
figured,
Beagle 3?
you know.
It's probably close. Chile and Ecuador aren't too far apart.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
they're separated by a country.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a small country.
it's not a big one.
Yeah, one of those small countries.
I think, but is Chile technically closer to the Galapagos Islands?
I think they are closest to Ecuador.
It might be. I just know
because it's
that
pretty.
I
I think it's just straight west of Ecuador.
yeah,
Okay.
the Galapagos are a province of Ecuador. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, moving on to number 8. There have been a ton of memes on Twitter and Facebook relating to Avengers Infinity War, where people have the phrase, Infinity War is the most ambitious crossover event in history, and then provide a picture of another famous crossover like Scooby-Doo and the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yes, good one.
All I want you to do is tell me who came together in 1995 for the hit single One Sweet Day, which readers of Rolling Stone surprisingly crowned the best collaboration of all time.
Locked.
Yeah, also locked.
All right, let's start with Team Triviality.
Sure.
Oh, it's Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey.
Okay, and Team JJ's.
Yes, it is.
Sorry. It is
Classic.
Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey. And I was really surprised. So Rolling Stone had a readers poll, and there's all these rock acts, and the readers voted unanimously that was the number 1 best collaboration of all time.
That song was number
Yeah,
1
okay.
for a long
Better than
time.
Islands in the Stream?
There's a lot
That's
of them.
what
There's
we
some
are.
great ones.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Better
number
than Gwyneth Paltrow and
Huey?
Huey Lewis.
oh from duets. Yeah.
Yes.
I love it when we're cruising together.
I remember I saw it in the theater. Paul Giamatti too.
Yeah.
All right, number 9
I
is
heard he was in a Howard Stern movie.
yeah, he was.
Might have come up before.
Number 9. The oldest active college sporting event in the United States is between which 2 schools and in what sport? 5 points for each answer.
Let's go with it. We're locked in.
Okay.
Okay. Team Triviality is locked in.
We are not.
No, take your time. Talk out loud.
Okay, so sports. Hooray. I was trying to think of old colleges, and I was thinking ones from like 1700s,
Sure. What do you got?
obviously. And so of course, if I'm thinking about colleges from the 1700s, and the only ones that I know are the ones that they name in Hamilton. Because I know nothing about anything else. But King's College isn't called King's College anymore. And it wouldn't be a rap battle.
Probably
It
not.
seems unlikely.
So
Answer.
so
Rap
basically
battle.
where I'm
King's
going with this is
College.
I have no idea.
So it's basically a game where there's only one shot.
I'm thinking some kind of.
Dueling.
That's why there were no rap battles back in the day,
Right.
because they could still duel.
Yeah, because they could
They
still
just
duel.
kill that.
Exactly. Basket shots. I have no idea. Do they do weightlifting? I mean, like,
We need to.
I took bowling in college.
Do
That's
a
what I
guess.
took.
Probably not CrossFit.
Just old timey days, not prison.
I know, right?
Let's do those square weights.
I think living in the past
Jamie,
is a
just
kind of a
say
prison.
something.
Polo, Harvard, and Yale.
Okay. Polo, Harvard, and Yale. And let's go to Team Triviality.
So I had written down sailing at first because I know that there's schools that have sailing competitions and it's very old. We were thinking between Harvard and Yale. Those were the two that we put, but we actually went with football.
Okay, so it was about a decade before the Harvard-Yale football game began. It is Harvard and Yale, so you both get 5 points. But the sport is rowing. It's the first Harvard-Yale regatta was held in 1852, and the race became an annual event in 1864. And then in 1878, the annual regatta moved to the Thames River in Connecticut, where it still is.
For the record, though, not sailing.
We
would have still been wrong.
Right, that was very
that
close.
is different, but you were definitely on a track.
Is boats a sport?
Boats is a sport.
Yes.
You did get the 5 points there, though.
It was the continuous that I wasn't sure about.
General
five?
boating.
All right, 5 points,
We
yeah.
got
So, all right, final question of round 2 and of regulation. Marvel's Black Panther just became the top-grossing superhero film of all time in North America, not accounting for inflation. Globally, it has become number 3 behind the Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, respectively. It's pretty clear that people have seen this movie and now know of this character. For 10 points, I just want to know what Black Panther's name is, and to be specific, the current holder of the Black Panther mantle as seen in the film, and spelling counts.
Spelling counts.
Yeah.
Are we
You're the
locked
worst.
in? We are locked in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're gonna have a spelling bee right now.
We're a little. I think it's that.
Okay,
Because that's how it's pronounced.
Jeff's locked in.
Okay, you guys are locked in,
I
right?
see how it goes. Throwing me under the bus when
Folded
we're wrong.
arms over here.
All right, let's start with Team Triviality. What do you got, Jeff?
T'Challa.
Okay, you got to spell it.
T'Chala.
Okay, and Team JJ's.
We also have T'Challa, spelled T'Chala.
It does have double L's, so it's Team JJ's on that one. T'Chala, T'Challa.
We are taking the double L on that one.
Let me just do some math here. All right, so after regulation, the scores currently are Team JJ's with 140 and Team Triviality with 130. It's a very tight game.
Son.
So Ken and I are going to split duties going into the final round. As always, there are 5 categorized questions where the teams will be able to wager 0 to 30 points on each question. So we're going to read through the categories. I'm going to have Ken read the categories, and then we'll get to wagers and the questions.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, your first category for number 1 is cover model. Next is Vishnu is the bomb. Female billionaires. Number 4, be a team player. And number 5, above average.
Much like Matt's height at 7 feet.
7 feet tall. Right.
All right, the wagers are in. So the first question was in the category cover model. Posing with his then wife, Cindy Crawford, Richard Gere was the first man to appear on the cover of what fashion and lifestyle magazine edited by Anna Wintour? Number 2, Vishnu is the bomb. Not to be confused with a name on Carrie-Anne Moss's call sheet, this is the name assigned by J. Robert Oppenheimer to the Nevada test site that saw the first atomic weapon detonated in 1945.
Okay, I'm going to take over here for question 3. In female billionaires, Sarah Blakely created what popular foundation garment that skyrocketed in popularity after being featured on Oprah's Favorite Things?
Number 4, be a team player. I'm going to name 5 sports, and I want you to put them in order of least players on a team to most players on a team.
Oh, that shouldn't be too bad.
Basketball, baseball, handball, cricket, and volleyball.
It should be mentioned. You mean on
On
the
a field?
who are
On-
playing at one
On the
time?
field of play.
So on the field per team, so not all at one time, but one team, how many players on each team as they play.
In descending order or ascending order?
So you'll start with the lowest and you'll go to the biggest.
It was basketball, baseball, handball, cricket, volleyball.
Correct. Basketball, baseball, handball, cricket, and volleyball.
Number 5, above average. Perhaps the men from this country should replace the 3 X's on their capital city's flag with a ruler, as they are, on average, the tallest men in the world.
Just to clarify, handball is also known as team handball, European handball, or Olympic handball, and is a team sport in which 2 teams of blank players each pass a ball using their hands with the aim of throwing into the goal of the other team. All right, so the answers are in. for the final round. And here we go. So question 1 was in the category of cover model. I just wanted to know basically what magazine is edited by Anna Wintour and featured Richard Gere as the first man on the cover. It looks like Team JJ's wagered 20 and Team Triviality wagered 10. So let's start with Triviality.
We weren't too sure, but we went with Vogue.
Okay, and Team JJ's.
This is one of 2 magazines that I personally subscribe to, and it is Vogue.
It is Vogue. That is
hey.
correct. So points to both teams. Question number 2 is in the category of Vishnu is the bomb. I was looking for the name of the Nevada test site where the first atomic weapon was detonated. Team JJ's wagered 10, and Triviality also wagered 10. Let's start with Team JJ's.
This was mostly a guess, I guess, but we went with Trinity.
Okay, and Team Triviality.
Yeah, we said the Trinity site at Los Alamos.
It is Trinity.
And Neal, do you want to describe why the category was named that?
Yeah, Vishnu is the bomb. So Vishnu, it was the quote that Robert Oppenheimer pulled the phrase "I am become death" from.
The Destroyer of Worlds.
The Destroyer of Worlds, yes. I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but yeah, you guys can Google it. It's pretty cool. All right, number 3 is going to be Ken over here.
Yep, this was in Female Billionaires. I want to know what Sarah Blakely created and was part of Oprah's favorite things. Let's start with JJ, who wagered 10 and Triviality had 20.
Spanx.
Spanx, how about you guys?
That seems more right. We went with the Infinity Scarf.
And Spanx is correct. So JJ will get 10 points on that one.
Jeggings was actually closer.
It was close. I thought.
Mini trivia question. Anyone know how to spell Spanx?
Spanx.
Correct. She did. Sarah
Does
Blakely.
anybody here wear Spanx?
I'm wearing some right now.
Sarah Blakely, she did. She put the X in there so it was easier to file
And trademark.
for trademark. Yeah. Very smart. Number 4 was in the category of be a team player. I just wanted to know, in order from least to most, the number of players for basketball, baseball, handball, cricket, and volleyball. So let's go to Team JJ's, who wagered 5, and then we'll go to Triviality, who wagered 20.
So our guess was basketball, volleyball, handball, baseball, cricket.
Okay, and Team Triviality?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I know basketball is 5, baseball is 9, volleyball 6, and then we were kind of stuck with handball and cricket. I think cricket is less, so we said 8, handball 7, so it goes basketball, volleyball, handball, cricket, baseball.
Okay, only one team is going to get points here. It starts with 5 players, basketball, with 6 players, volleyball, with 7 players, handball, with 9 players, baseball, and 11 cricket.
Wow.
Oh,
Killed it.
JJ gets points.
JJ gets the points on that one.
And
Sports ball.
finally,
I knew there were too many people playing cricket at once.
with their capital city's flag featuring the 3 X's, what country, on average, has the tallest men in the world? It looks like Triviality and JJ's have wagered 10. So let's start with JJ's.
Norway.
Norway, okay.
I always find this fact quite amusing because, laughably, I'm 5'11", but I'm one of the shortest men in my family, and we hail mostly from the Netherlands.
Netherlands, the Dutch. What do you think about that, Dutch boy?
The air is cold up here. It's too cold.
Are you a tall or a short Dutch boy?
I am a short Dutch boy, pint-sized.
What is going on?
Sorry, it's an inside joke.
Dutch Boy is one of our reoccurring characters.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
He has a German accent.
yeah. He's definitely not
He's not a native Dutch.
not native Dutch. Okay, so after
I
Oh,
don't
what's
think he
the
said who
answer?
won.
I'm
Or
guessing
that-
it's the Netherlands.
oh, and the answer is the Netherlands. Yes, Dutch men are the
Isn't that
tallest.
another way to say Norway?
Another way?
Interspersible?
No.
It's pretty interesting. The U.S. was actually like number 3 for the longest time, but in the past about 20, 30 years, we've just sharply declined. And Netherlands are number 1, and coming up on their tails are Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah, I'm sure we shrank as our nutrition got.
That's one of the
Exactly.
That's one of the theories. Yep.
Too many Oreos?
Or McMeals.
Okay, the scores.
Do it in Dutch.
Yeah. The scores have been tabulated, and in second place today is Team Triviality with 120 points, and in first place, Team JJ's with 175 points, making them the cream of the crop.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Oh, in your face.
Good game. Good game.
Good game. Yes,
Also,
thank you.
good
Thank
game.
you.
Yeah, great
I
game,
think
guys.
the scores were cut for time on this episode.
Join us next week. Yeah, that was a rough way to lose.
We bet on the wrong things.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
As long as you guys had, I mean, it was pretty tight going into the final. It was 140 to 130.
Seriously, yeah.
All came
Thanks-
down to the
thanks.
wagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch a cricket
We were
game.
very conservative with our wagers, though. We really were.
Sometimes that's,
we were not
that's all it
confident.
takes. So yeah, thank you to both of you, Julie Rossi and Jamie Aitchison. And if you want to check out Chicago Pop Trivia, go to facebook.com/Chicago Pop Trivia. And you can also see them host at Logan Theater movie trivia nights on Tuesday nights. Make sure to check out that theater. If you guys would like to hit us up on social media, just go to Facebook or Twitter at TrivialityPod, our website, www.trivialitypodcast.com. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, go to patreon.com/TrivialityPodcast. And for Ken, Matt, Jeff, Julie, and Jamie, my name is Neal.
Hold on, wait. We got to do it together since we hosted together.
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1. That
That
was Triviality.
His name is Dr. Roxo. He's the rock and roll clown. He does cocaine. And I'm afraid that's all we know.
Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown! This one was banned from music television because you could see my junk through my jumpsuit. What's that, Judge? Oh, why's my nose bleeding?